Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I don't... Oh, we actually do have 4 viewers. I'm just gonna ping 35 pokers again.
Mm-hmm.
Just to let them know that we started. Because that was 20 minutes ago. Alright. So we got week 2 of the 35 PL. Gonna be me and Typhon reviewing. I kind of wanted to... Because last time we didn't go over this. Kind of like the matchups and who won, like what the final scores were. Instead of just going straight to the games. So, week 2 we had Krakatoa versus Absols, which ended pretty close. Krakatoa 6, Absols 4. Anistar Articunos versus Psycho Slashers, not very close. They ended up 1-9 to the Psycho Slashers. The only win was for Articunos was MH in Feb 25. And then Kanalu versus the Wall with a clutch win 6-4 versus the Wall.
Good job.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that it was going to end in a tie, but there were some upsets. Let's go into the first video we have, the first game we have. We have Fortune versus Floor. Fortune from Krakatoa, GC Fortune, and Floor from Absols. So this is March 25. I mean 24, not 25. We should have had it in the PO. Not gonna lie.
March 25.
Yeah, it would have been fun because it had like just started as soon as PL started.
It would have been fun, but we needed to have people know what the meta was before.
Yeah.
They needed to, try out.
I would have signed up for a surprise meta. Not gonna lie, I think that's really fun.
A lot of people did, but enough people didn't that we decided not to do it.
Oh, people actually voted for March 25?
No.
Oh.
People were saying they didn't want.
Oh.
Like.
Okay. That's fair. Alright, so let me turn music off for this. Play it at normal speed. And let's get into it. So we've got a Swampert lead. Classic March, double stealth rocks.
Yep. Very standard.
That's like kind of always gonna happen. Oh, the slow flip turn. Okay, but into the cack turn.
Knockoff.
Nice knockoff. Flip turn would have been terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Into the Wheezing. Obviously, Wheezing's the best. Oh, there's the Zen headbutt though. Oh shit! Zen headbutt cringe. The flinch. Cringe.
And fun fact, the choice band cack turn is needed to 2 HKO that Wheezing.
Oh yeah.
Can never 2 HKO otherwise. I think even Life Orb can miss out on the KO at certain.
Especially with Black Sludge. Okay, Farigiraf comes out into the Wheezing. Back into cack turn.
Goes cack turn again on the Wish. Don't know how much
without the choice band, this is a bit less threatening, but I feel like this still kills, yeah. I don't know why you should flag on it there.
Could have been a sacrifice.
Yeah, but you had Wheezing and like...
Could have been a read also.
Yeah, okay, sure. We got Farigiraf back into the Swampert. Flip turn. Really good cack turn positioning by Floor, honestly. Mm-hmm. Even without the choice band, this is doing like...
Choice band was knocked off.
Yeah.
Not sure what the Protect does there except for Scout.
Knock off Flame Body proc? Yep, there we go.
Awesome.
But also gets rid of the heavy duty boots, so... Oh yeah, this is...
That was a good Flame Body. Yeah. But it's equal odds to that flinch, so...
Mm-hmm. Mystical Power... Oh, this is literally just Cacti.
Yeah, this is literally just the Cacti.
With
team.
Like even the nicknames.
Yeah. Yeah, support number 3. I'm like, wait, am I watching Lily play?
Yeah.
I only distinctly remember her using like the actual support number this and that names, because I'm pretty sure she came up with them.
I think even Shifty didn't use the names.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't. He's welcome to come in and correct us if we're wrong about that, but...
No, I don't think he'll be showing up. for reasons.
Kind of sketchy.
Why? I don't know what this paragraph is trying to do.
Um,
Oh, okay, yeah.
that's what it's trying to do.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense. But also, like, you could have done that a bit earlier. Not gonna lie.
I think
Baton pass back into Mesprit.
GC wanted to get up to that 94%.
Mm-hmm.
And information is valuable.
Oh yeah, this Mesprit doesn't have. Oh, I mean, but does this draft rig? It's probably just future sight draft rig, right?
Most likely.
But you're just wasting your. Oh, you have 16. You're fine.
Yeah, he's fine, and it does look like he's using it a little bit more for information. Also, the Cactice can't really, like, all it can do is poison the Swampert, which is fine at this point in the game because, like, Swampert's already done kind of everything it needs to do.
I mean, without Cacturn, Swampert's a way bigger threat.
It is, but also, this does not look like an offensive Swampert. And yep, there we go, the Oricorio win con. That's
classic March. Poison.
Damn, not
matter
poison enough, but that's the defensive Oricorio.
Yeah.
Yep, classic March, and famously, not about this.
Let's see.
It could be Roar for a Giraffe, but
I don't
also...
think so because it has Baton Pass, right? Or does Cactus has BP, Future Sight, Wish Protect.
Yeah, no Roar is unfortunate here, but I think I see...
Using a sample team like this, especially a sample team that's so famous.
Especially a sample team that's so famous into GC Fortune, who was the strongest player in the March metagame by results available in the draft.
Yeah.
I believe he made semifinals, if I'm remembering correctly. Oh, you know what's the most ironic part about using this team into GC Fortune?
What? Why? Did GC Fortune beat Shifty or something with Cactus?
He is mentioned in Evelyn's video as being the one to end Shifty's run in the tournament.
Oh yeah, true.
He's name dropped in the video about Cactice. That is some dramatic irony if I've ever seen it. Incredible writing from the writers on this one. They did a great job.
See, look, this is when Cactice fails. Because you could have used Psych Up Regice here.
Yeah. Yeah, Snowscape's just a desperation play at this point, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, that's like, you were hoping on another Hurricane miss. Actually, does Snowscape lower Hurricane accuracy?
It does not. No. It only lowers in the sun.
Yeah, and I think it's Sandstorm too.
No, actually.
No?
It's only sun, I believe. Let me look that up right now. I believe it is only in the sun. Also, very, very good positioning from Fortune here with preserving that Oricorio even through the poison and many Hurricane misses.
Oh, yeah. A lot of Hurricane misses. I'm surprised. This Mesprit is doing damage, though. It just needs to hit. Does this thing not have Revelation Dance?
Oh, that was a good old HP percentage mod messing you up right there.
Oh, because it said 13 instead of...
Yeah, it said 13, but it was probably...
Like 12 point.
The damage, the damage is not exactly 12, it's a fraction. So with rounding up and down, you can get poison dealing 13.
Honestly, you just click Roar here and kill them with hazards, honestly.
Honestly, or Future Sight. Either one is good.
If it... Oh, it does have Future Sight. That's the first time it clicks it. I didn't know what attacking move it had. Oops.
I mean, you called it either way.
Yeah. But, like, now the problem is you let Paragraph get a wish up.
You do, but because I believe Future Sight hits.
Oh yeah, it'll hit
after
the Weezing next turn.
Mm-hmm.
If it stays in, and Furgraf is taking chip. Oh yeah, and Weezing's dead.
Incredible roar there.
Yeah.
Yep. And now this is game.
I don't even know if Furgraf lived that future sight after rocks.
It did. I think maybe it could have.
And now it's just knockoff, so that your Furgraf could win the war just in case.
Mm-hmm.
That's like mid.
A lot of damage.
That's min speed. No, they speed tied. Never mind. If they're both min speed, but the Swampert maybe has some invested.
Given that the other Swampert moved faster,
Oh, true.
I have to imagine either it's a speed tie or
this Furgraf is min
Campbell
speed.
set doesn't use zero IV's negative nature.
Yeah.
Which is certainly a possibility.
I mean, Furgraf does like having zero IV's negative nature for the
I'm a
baton
Swampert
pass.
sample team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can see what's happening here.
Yeah, we can speed up. Hyper
Yeah.
fast. Even hyper fast feels slow.
I know. Like seriously.
What the hell? This is turn 69. Nice.
Oh my god.
I had to. I didn't even. I was looking at just what turn it was, and then it happened. It was fate.
How many turns are we going on this stuff?
Yeah, this is probably why they picked it, because of how long it was.
I mean, the writing was on the wall. For a giraffe cannot solo for a giraffe plus Swampert. Like,
I mean,
that just.
yeah,
Also, how
but,
many
like,
wish power
at this
points
point
does
you kind of
opposing for a giraffe have?
they have 7 more. They have 4 more. So Fortune is actually running out of wishes faster than their Furgraf. Which is weird because they don't have leftovers either. But I guess burn chip too.
Yeah. And it happened too fast for me to see. Was that that was from a Will-O-Wisp, right?
That was earlier on.
Yeah.
Oh god, this is taking so long.
This is
Are
paper
they gonna
fast.
hit turn
Goddamn.
100? Yeah.
Almost, I think.
5 wishes on floor, 3 on GC, with 2 now.
Fortune is doing a very good job preserving his wishes, I have to say.
Yeah, the switches is doing enough work. Oh, EQ to force, yeah.
Yep, we can skip a turn.
How long does it go? Oh, they're just spamming baton
Right.
pass. Oh, okay.
Oh my god, turn 110. Jesus
Oh, because
Christ.
they're using baton pass instead of wish. Oh
Yeah,
god.
TV stall. Oh my god.
Oh god.
This might make
They're both
me
going.
a bad... This might make me a bad player, but honestly, if I were in Flora's position,
There we go. Turn
I would
143.
have forfeited on turn 100 when I saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah, but I mean, they saw their win con. Also,
Yeah.
Furgraf had 1 roar left and then 6 PP in protect. Like, you could have PP stalled their Furgraf. But Swampert was gonna kill you anyways, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's the thing. Fortune did a great job using Future Sight as is most optimal, which is getting 2 attacks in on 1 turn.
Yeah.
That against something like this really does matter. Knocking out the leftovers was
Oh, for sure, yeah.
super
If that had
critical.
leftovers,
Like,
Furgraf would have maybe won
Yeah.
that. Like, if they
Like,
didn't have knock.
I don't know what could have been done after Swampert knocks off the leftovers, because Furgraf was the only Pokemon left at that point, right?
Yeah. Alright, let's get into Quack versus Aurora. Aurora hurts. 2 big May players.
Mm-hmm. Quack's
Have you seen this set?
I've heard what happens, and I've heard from
I think it's
Well,
better
this
if we just
was-
go into it.
Well, the quote from Mambo I have is not in context of who won the game. I think it was before the game, even maybe. Mambo said that, like, best of one is Quack's domain, and it scares him.
Oh
and it
yeah,
scares
I
me
believe
too.
that.
It
You'll
keeps
see.
me up at
You'll see
night.
what happens. So toxic onto the claw, stealth rocks.
I've seen what happens personally.
Nothing crazy
I was
here.
there.
Yeah. Oh, you
I was
watched
there
it?
last time.
Oh. Wait, what do you mean you were there last time?
He beat me in a best of one.
Oh yeah. All right. Gotta get ready.
That's an interesting choice. This is a classic Quack team.
Oh
No,
you are not
no
ready.
disrespect intended by calling it a Quack team.
Here
Referring
comes
to
the
the
psychic terrain.
Yep. I got so confused when I heard about this matchup because Belle was saying something about psychic terrain for her team. But, like, I guess that's not what happened, maybe? Or maybe it is, and I don't know. I haven't seen that game yet.
Okay, so Sableye comes in, Meowstic dies to Toxic.
Wonderful play from Aurora so far.
Yeah. Here comes the...
Then the Arbok. The Arbok.
The ballsy... Oh, wait, Psychic Terrain stops Prankster Encore. That's why he switched
Yeah.
in Coil Arbok.
Mm-hmm.
But here comes the Haze Milotic. Into the Dragon Tail.
Correctly goes for the Dragon Tail. But also, you only need to last 3 more turns. Switching Torkoal in here, I feel like was
I'll move.
maybe not the best move she could have made.
No, especially... Ooh.
Oh, that is a sad poison.
It might not be that bad because you can get Torkoal out of there after you spin, but like...
I think it had heavy duty boots though.
True. But like, it wasn't tanking anything and it's not outspeeding anything to spin anyways.
Yeah, but still, losing a Mon is always unfortunate.
Yeah, it could have been a sack later.
Yeah, I'm not saying it mattered, it's just, sad to see. Losing
Alright.
a Mon when you
Let's
don't
see
have
what this
to.
Arbok does.
I think this Arbok just fucks shit up.
It fucks shit up less when you have Haze Milotic.
Haze Milotic has to pay -6%.
Yeah. Raichu into
Two.
the recover, which was smart.
Mm-hmm. But the fact that your recover only gains net 44% HP
Yeah.
is... And we have the backup Psychic Terrain.
Yeah. I mean, what did you expect?
Yeah. Aurora should have just had an Arbok switch in. She should have just known that it was going to be...
An expanded core Psychic Train team, yeah, of course.
Yeah, an expanded core Psychic Terrain team with Psychic Seed Arbok. Like, come on, Aurora, what are you doing?
I'm surprised there's no Calyrex.
Right.
Right? I wanted to see Double Dance Calyrex. The only
Honestly,
meta that it could have been good in was May, and it still wasn't good, so...
I wonder if Zoroark was either too good or too bad for this team.
I'm not sure, I just don't think Zoroark... Like, on Aurora's or Quack?
Quack's team, of course.
Zoroark, I don't think really fit. Zoroark wants to...
It doesn't fit, no.
No.
But it would have been more entertaining for us.
Just to guess
Also,
who's
can you
the Zoroark.
can you imagine contending with this team when you don't know if the Pokemon is actually the Pokemon?
Oh yeah. You switch Arbok out, and it's actually a Zoroark, and you just kinda... Oops. There's the AV Cloth. Love my boy. Falling off the meta though. So sad.
Yeah.
He's not as good as his former... as people thought he was at first.
It turns out having multiple fighting and steel types and ground being the best offensive coverage in this current metagame, kinda not that great for Claw.
I mean, there's also one
Also, nice to see the Psychic Terrain Raichu. That's,
Yeah.
that's always a fun pick.
There's also
And,
one
yeah.
rock weakness in May, I think. I mean, one rock resist in May. So it's like a really good stat, like offensive type, but it's just not offensive mon.
Yeah, what's like the one fighting type that's in May again?
Hitmonchan.
There's like right, Hitmonchan. I thought it was Hitmonchan, but I'm like, it seems like a March Pokemon. But no, it was.
Shiinotic coming in on the Sableye, pretty standard.
Yep, we see the card bank. This is just. I mean, I feel like I'm not saying the was done here, but like.
Yeah, I don't
Quack
see
is
how.
clearly in a much better position. Aurora only has her defensive pieces left.
Yeah, and,
One of which is a Milotic.
and one of it which is in the Sleep card bank.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
a Sableye in Psychic Terrain.
That was a very good surf, though, I have
Yeah.
to say. Except Mr. Mime is now going to come in, and yep.
And click
That's-
big move. Oh, and switch to Choice Scarf, so...
Oh, that was
lucky.
just...
Yeah, that's disrespectful, but also you get burned.
Yeah, that was...
I mean,
That
you,
was
you gotta
that way.
respect that he's like, she might pull this off, I'm not risking it.
I think that play reads to me more like style points, like... I can. I mean, I guess you don't want to choice lock yourself into...
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, you
Because...
want to unchoice lock yourself because there is a Sableye.
Yeah, that's true. And like,
But then also,
Dazzling
like, you
Gleam-
did click... But also, to be fair, Quack did click D-Gleam unchoiced. Even
True.
though it's Psychic Terrain, and Mr. Mime almost certainly outspeeds Sableye.
Oh yeah.
Also, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like Expanding Force would have done more damage than T-Bolt. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
so
but it was
honest.
just a... I think he just
It-
wants to show off his set.
Oh, come on.
He definitely wants to show off his set. You know why? He immediately linked it to Mambo before the match even started.
I heard.
He leaked it
I heard
to like
all
a
about
couple
that.
people, I think.
Oh my god, this... I mean, yeah, I heard.
You
I think
watched
that's
this
why
one, right?
I've heard all about this one. I've seen the critical turns, I believe.
Alright, well, we'll
We
just
can-
watch it.
We can watch it. I feel that.
Jungo doesn't feel bad, so it's okay.
I
This
know
is
the photo
Shifty
feel
versus
bad.
Jungo, Feb 24. Kanalu versus The Wall. Let's get into it.
Remember later, I got a funny story about 724
Oh
to
yeah,
tell ya.
let's talk about the teams. Shifty
Mhm.
bringing pretty
Classic.
standard. Claude, I think, is standard, but isn't like...
Claude is not that standard. It's
Exactly,
seen more
it's
play
like-
in recent tournaments, but
It's good, but it's not like... Like, if that was Quagsire there, this team would be completely standard.
yeah. And I think that's the reason why there's not a Quagsire
Yeah.
there, right? And probably also improve the... Doesn't even improve your Nido matchup. Because the thing, poison to observe, like,
No, but
potential
it
heat.
improves your Primarina matchup
It does, yeah.
significantly. If it's
Until
water
it runs
absorbed.
Psychic Voice.
Oh, yeah. But second doesn't use Liquid Voice in... Feb?
No, it does, like, use Liquid Voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why Claude exists, because it punishes Liquid Voice Primarina so hard.
Alright, let's get into it. We got immediate
We
Vanillix
talked
into
about Jumbo's
Tauros.
team.
Oh, right,
Jumbo's
yeah.
using a Vanillix team, which I very much appreciate.
Yeah,
And
I know
Tauros,
you like
honestly,
to
not-
force Vanillix sometimes.
I mean, I stopped using Vanillix at a decent point in February. I just happened to have submitted a sample team with it on like the 8th of the month.
So Prima, Quag, Tauros, Skarmory, Snorlax, very similar, except this one swaps Nidoking for... Like, both of these have one Pokemon that's swapped from standard sets. Vanillix instead of Nidoqueen, and Clodsire instead of Quagsire.
Yeah.
But
Although
like,
Nidoqueen was honestly also kind of a...
I feel like it was pretty standard. It was either Nidoqueen or Superior. I don't think...
Superior was a lot more standard.
It was,
Seeing
yeah.
those is kind of crazy.
Alright, you wanna get into it? So,
Mhm.
so yeah, immediate switch out. And yeah, that's close combat Tauros banned for sure.
Yep. Choice Band Tauros. Classic. It's always going to be Choice Band Tauros.
We did warn him about it.
He's going to Choice Band Tauros.
Yeah, this was a real rough start. But gets the Intim off.
Yep.
Survives a choice band close combat.
And still takes more than 50%
Yeah,
damage.
yeah.
There's a reason why Shifty runs it. And into this team, it is very good because there's exactly one resist to close combat. And 0 immunities.
Yeah, and I think that one resist still gets 2-hit KO.
Probably, yeah. Unless it's like a Fizz Death variant, which
Yeah.
is not unheard of, but not
super common, yeah.
You do usually want to be running like some amount of like special defense or special attack or something.
Earthquake into the Skarmory. Yeah, this thing. Oh, but it stays in. Clicking Heat Crash into Skarmory, which is cool tech.
It's a cool attack, it would not have 2-HKO'd.
Oh no. But it at least chips Skarmory and forces Roosts. See, yeah.
It does, but you do risk. Has Skarmory revealed its item?
No. But yeah, you do risk Rocky Helmet.
Rocky Helmet chip, if it's running that.
There's
Oh,
the Ice
the
Beam
frozen Snorlax, no! Not the frozen Snorlax.
I
And
don't
I feel
understand the
Snorlax.
Vanillix switch into the thick fat Snorlax.
It could be immunity.
Do they run immunity?
Yeah.
I feel
Being
like,
immune to poison is pretty nice because
but like also being resisting fire and ice type moves is pretty nice too.
I mean it is, but you have to think about what's throwing out fire and ice type moves,
There's
right? Like
Quagsire.
Ceruledge is running close combat if it's gonna be
They don't
contending with a
always run close combat.
Snorlax. If it's wanting to contend with Snorlax, otherwise it's not going to stay in and like SD Bitterblade it because it's too bulky for that to work against it.
Yeah.
And then ice type move is like you already said, Vanillix is a niche pick.
Quag dies there. Sends in Skarmory.
Yep.
Ballsy to not revenge kill it right there and get the rocks up. But I mean, good predict on that part. Nidoqueen comes out and then Tauros comes back in, probably expecting another switch on from Skarmory. Oh, and yeah, there it is. And then the
Happen.
comes out.
And this is just like a really great position for Shifty.
Oh yeah,
because
you just keep clicking close combat.
Close combat. And look what happens.
And then there goes Skarmory.
And you pick up another KO. This is great positioning, but you're out of close combats now.
You're at 1 close combat, you're at 7 HP. So
Yeah.
like...
And he doesn't have Wish.
Nope. No wish support.
And in a universe where Snorlax is not frozen, sacrificing that HP on the Tauros would have been worth it.
Close
Love to
combat
see
if
the Cloudflare
Cloudflare does nothing.
putting in work. Ah, there's a Rocky Helmet. We were looking for that.
Vanillix comes in.
Good play.
Yeah, I mean, probably your best breaker if Snorlax didn't exist. But
See, that does not look like... That's either like an attacking Snorlax or like a... Oh wait, no, that's Specs. So it probably is Thick Fat.
yeah, that is Specs Vanillix.
So that's definitely... That's either Thick Fat or Spadef.
And no, does not break out of the freeze.
Which is just so unfortunate. Like, that was just...
Because that Snorlax, guarantee you it had rest.
Mm-hmm.
Guarantee you it had rest, and it always walled that Vanillix if it didn't freeze that many times, and if it got out of freeze, it always walled.
Yeah, because only... Not even being 3 HKO, that is a 4 HKO.
Skarmory gets the defog
After
off.
left.
Vanillix comes back out.
See the Skarm, but it's insanely tough positioning because Vanillix can do insane work here.
Yeah. Yeah, if he just spams freeze dry here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you
Because,
do.
yeah, nothing switches in, so.
I mean, stalling out snow turns is legitimate, except you get frozen
Except it's,
again.
yeah, I guess you have, oh yeah, the freezes. But he did
I mean,
click freeze dry how many
Storm did
times?
straight up. I mean,
Yeah, it's still unfortunate.
I mean, let's count the number of ice. We can. I'm down to calculate. How many ice moves did it click?
Wait, let's see.
No, just look at the PowerPoints. Those are just
No,
also
but
10%.
he used it a couple times. He used
Yeah, but
1,
you can just look at the
2,
PowerPoints.
3. No, but like he used it before this round too.
No, I want to see like how many ice moves
Oh
versus how many.
yeah, 3 blizzards and 4 freeze dries. And also
Okay.
the ice beam on Primarina froze too.
Okay, so that's 8 ice moves and 2 freezes.
Uh-huh. Both.
I would not want to be shifty.
While that Snorlax freeze was very pivotal, I don't think the Skarmory freeze
It
was...
absolutely was, because you could have successfully stalled out the snow turns and then
Oh, he
hit
did.
Vanilla something like a body press.
I do not think body press KOs even at that range.
The damage is still worth it.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Getting a little bit of chip on Vanillix would have been good.
Because then stuff like it just
EQ.
makes it easier for everything else to KO.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
Clodsire can like EQ or something like that.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like this might be. It would be really funny. Is if this is Poison Sting Clodsire. That was a thing. That's EQ.
That is EQ.
But also that snow defense boost, putting in a lot of work.
And there's that Blizzard. And Tauros? No, Primarina, because
That's the correct play here.
Freeze. There we
Oh
go.
my god, no way.
Mm-hmm.
3 freezes.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about the 3rd freeze. I only heard about 2.
Yeah, because we said Vanillix froze too. But it did have Scald. So it wasn't like a huge deal.
Well,
but yeah, I mean, it was big because it didn't.
Did Shifty click Scald to unfreeze himself, or did he click Scald to click Scald?
He clicked Scald to unfreeze himself because he was probably gonna like Hydro Pump. I don't know, maybe just Moon Blast to like get the special attack drop, maybe.
Or is this AV?
I'm not sure. No, it's leftovers.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, like, you can't be not sure if something's AV for you.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, full AV team might work in Feb 24.
I promise you it would not.
I don't believe you.
Fight me right now.
Alright, we'll set up after. I'll get my team builder. Yeah, Taco is saying this is our way of... this is our way of breaking walls by freezing them.
Yeah, just after this, give me... When you prepare your full ATP team, give me a chance to prepare a full stall team with 0 attacking moves.
Mm-hmm, okay. Gotcha.
That would be a very funny match.
AV versus stall. Versus toxic stall.
With no attacking moves.
Yeah.
So
stall.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that it's into an AV team, so we're using mutually exclusive moves.
I got that. Alright.
It'd be even funnier if we use the same Pokemon.
No, I get to choose my Pokemon. Your Pokemon are ugly. Alright. I did pick this one out. While I've heard good things about Scissor Boladao? I don't know how to say it actually. Because it seems Spanish. I don't know why it gives me Spanish vibes.
It's very much not Spanish.
Huh?
I said it's very much not Spanish, but good try.
You know, I don't care.
Probably Portuguese.
Oh yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah. And then Melancholy Hills MH on Smogon. This was Articuno's only win, so I had to give him something.
Yeah.
Let's watch it.
Give him something. Yeah, let's get into it.
The Feb 25, probably the most... I feel like it's very standard, but also feels very chaotic at the same time. Whenever, like, we see matches.
Yeah, it kind of is, for sure, for sure. Togen to Toge.
Yeah, makes
Another
sense. Iron Barbs,
Unfortunately,
Rocky
they're
Helmet.
not paralyzed. Those damned electric types being immune to paralysis is so inconvenient.
Yeah.
Also, look at these teams being kind of similar,
Yeah.
right? Both running
Alcremie,
or actually, they're
Toge,
not that
Sigilif.
similar.
Yeah, no, they have quite a bit different, but like
But the same core of like Alchemy,
Alcremie, Toge,
Sigilif.
both on the same team is kind of weird because you'd expect Sigilif, Yuxi,
It's a solid
Beware,
defensive core, though.
Weezing, like, but like Yuxi, Weezing, Beware, and
It's a
Sigilif
very solid
is like
defensive core,
the
though.
best core. Yeah, I believe in Feb 25. Yeah.
Yeah, because Toge is like one of the best Sigilif switch-ins.
I wouldn't say best because I think Psychic Life Orb still 2 KOs. I'm not sure. I don't remember actually. Oh, Scarf Alcremie. Don't have to worry about double dance.
Oh, yep. The gunk shot version. Nice.
Good tech, good tech.
Respect. Also, gotta love taking advantage of that. What is it? Base 110 speed stat on the Persian.
Oh yeah. No, 110. Oh, yeah, speed 115 speed.
115.
Getting rid of that Rocky Helmet is actually kind of big.
Mm-hmm.
Now you only lose 12% instead of 25% when you U-turn on it. I think Toge was like just such a like everyone thought it was gonna be good at the beginning of Feb, and then like it wasn't used at all, and then it got like huge usage in the tournament.
Yeah. Did they think it was gonna be good? I feel like people saw Zygarde and were like, no Toge.
No, because remember Ambipom. Toge was like the big like this stops Ambipom Pokemon.
Okay.
And punishes U-turn, and like it's pretty good.
I mean, it's a good Pokemon. I just remember a lot of talk about Zygarde.
Yeah, but Zygarde is also super frail, so Iron had 2 big KOs.
Zygarde's like Zygarde is Zygarde. I know. There we have an OU Pokemon on the field.
Damn, yeah, the best Pokemon in Feb 25 for sure. Because it's OU, guys. It should be banned.
Yeah.
That's why. Liquidation.
Well, it's banned in one way.
What? Is that really banned, or is that just like max attack?
No, it's max attack.
Yeah, max attack.
It might not be max attack. But Ambipom has an HP stat of like -4.
Yeah, poor Ambipom. Can't do anything in this meta.
Except for when it does.
Except for when it does, which is like sometimes. It either does so much or it does nothing.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how those mons at that speed tier are gonna.
No, not Zydog. Zydog always does something, in my opinion.
Yeah, unless your Zydog gets fucked up by an Araquanid.
Custap Berry into liquidation. Ooh, good 98 damage.
Not clocking the Custap was unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because that is, I believe, the most standard item on Araquanid in that meta. At least that's what I was told.
It is. It definitely is like the most standard, but like I think I've seen a lot more leftovers because it's actually good. Like instead of using it as a sack, it's one of the best Zygarde 1000 Arrows switch-ins.
Oh, for sure it is. For sure it is. But I do feel like I didn't play the February 25 tournament, but I remember having a conversation with someone distinctly.
Oh, he weighs Sigilif. That's actually.
Ooh, that's a niche.
That's a Togedemaru switch.
Or did it pick up usage in the tour?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm asking.
Wait, what picked up usage in Tor?
I'm asking if Heat Wave picked up in the tour,
Oh,
or
I
if
don't
it's
think
still
so.
option.
I think what picked up in the Tor was Life Orb,
Also, the
Defog
Misty
slash
Explosion
Roost.
on Alchemy.
What happened?
Misty Explosion Alchemy.
Oh
that
yeah,
was fun.
yeah. We were too busy. I was like, oh great. It also never clicked another move.
Excuse me, that's hilarious. But it did get 31% on Toad,
So
which
yeah, which is
Toad has been the biggest inconvenience to MH's team.
Yeah.
Like,
though it does get swamped by Breloom. So
yeah, but it's still been a major inconvenience despite that because his opponent has been playing.
ooh, this is bad for Scissor.
Oh, unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be so honest.
You think what?
Oh, the spore!
Yeah.
The sleep sack, maybe. Ooh, the bullet seed. Is that Technician loaded dice? It is
Oh, for
Technician
sure, yeah.
dice. Hell yeah. Didn't somebody else... Was I seeing discussion about this match? I felt like I saw somebody talking about, like, oh yeah, I forgot about the Technician dice. I forgot to account for, like, the Technician dice set from the earlier metagame.
Earlier, this is like what everyone's been using. Oh, it only hit 2 times? No, it's not dice.
Damn, that was a lucky bullet seed then.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just quoting the person I spoke to. They said they'd forgotten about it because it was more commonly seen in like the very early metagame than like the mid-month.
Right. Oh, and then we're getting the forfeit.
The forfeit. I think
Yeah.
the Breloom just put in the work. Like the webs were very well positioned. Araquanid was used beautifully.
Yeah, and the sleep on Sigilif so that it can't roost if it gets in
Sleep on
for free.
Sigilif, I mean, it was dead to Mach Punch also, which I thought was a possibility, depending on
Yeah,
the
but they killed Breloom, and if they could like sack something and get
I
Sigilif in
know.
for free, it could roost. Like if it didn't come in on Sigilif or
on the turn that it clicked Spore.
yeah,
I thought that Mach Punch could have been an option because I don't think it revealed its item.
no.
Or lack thereof yet.
Also, the Breloom switching onto the Zygarde switching at the same time was kind of key.
That was a good switch.
Because if like you even if Breloom sets up, if you get Rocky Helmet chip on Togue, like Iron Barbs chip, you can E-Speed. Because that's probably a banned E-Speed Zygarde. And I bet that like kills at that range because it was at like 50 something plus Iron Barbs damage. Probably would have KO'd and maybe
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Before this next match, let me join on my laptop. I've had it up this whole time with Discord open, but I've been so engaged in the stream that I just didn't.
Too lost in the sauce.
See what happens here. How's my audio?
It's a little low. Let me turn it up.
It's kidding. Let me turn up my own audio too. I think. Oh, god damn it! But I still can't right click on my computer. Why? That. Whatever. I can sacrifice right click. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I have you at 200 and it's still kind of low.
Alright, hold on.
It's not like no one can hear you, but like chances are my audio is going to be a lot louder than yours.
Alright, hold on. Let me just connect my headphones.
I think that's better.
Oh, it's better now?
No, wait, never mind.
Okay. Hold on.
Alright, well, I'm just going to talk about the matchup. So we've got April Ubers. We have Oceanic Gamers versus Crayons.
Oh, Ocean versus Crayons. This is a very
this
nice
is
match
the
because it's a rematch of the finals.
Yeah.
Which Ocean did win the finals.
Mm-hmm.
He won those. I know that to be a fact. I will never forget so long as I live.
I did see this set. It definitely was an interesting game.
That's awesome. I'm very excited for this set.
So we've got a bit more of a hyper offense theme on Crayon's side with the Mega Sceptile, Ogre Pawn Hearthflame, probably one of the better breakers in the tier. Lunala, Dialga,
That is
Orange.
the terrestrial version.
Yeah, it's the Terra version, so it gets the attack boost on every switch in. It's like Gen 8 Intrepid Sword.
Yup.
Dragapult, Cresselia, Dialga Origin.
Elia's kind of her
Yeah.
classic at this point.
I think Cresselia is just kind of there as a Meloetta switch in.
Yeah. It's also just like a pretty decent mon overall. Cause like, yeah, it's not great into Hamurot, but Hamurot is also a more niche pick. And Dragapult is easy enough to deal with if you're running this kind of a team, which does have its own Dragapult and
Yeah.
Dialga. So very. And then from Ocean, we're seeing the Gothitelle, which probably does have the Shadow tag.
Oh, I mean, if you're running Gothitelle, you're running Shadow Tag.
Yeah, and then we see Kyurem White, which was not as
No, I think it was like pretty middling, even with
In
that
the-
175 special attack stat.
the problem is a very
Bulky meta.
bulky metagame, and